In this video, we're going to explore how we can extend the ideas of vectors in R2 or in 2 dimensions to vectors in space. So the first thing to think about is when we have a vector in R3, that vector will have 3 components. We have a horizontal component, let's call that v sub 1. In the x direction, a component in the y direction, v sub 2, and a component in the z direction, v sub 3. We also have 3 standard basis vectors instead of 2 standard basis vectors. So let's write those down. You might remember that standard basis vectors are unit vectors in the direction of each coordinate axis. So in R3, we're going to have vector I hat, vector j hat, and a new one, vector k hat. I hat has components 1, 0, 0, so we move 1 unit along the positive x-axis, and both y and z are 0. J hat is the vector 0, 1, 0, and k hat is the vector 0, 0, 1. And any vector in R3 can be written as a combination, a linear combination of I hat, j hat, and k hat. For example, if we have the vector in R3, let's call it v equals, 1, 2, 3, we can write this position vector using these brackets 1, 2, 3, or we can also write this as 1 times I plus 2 times j plus 3 times k. And you can verify that this gives us 1, 2, 3 because 1i will just be the vector 1, 0, 0. When we add that to 2j, we'll have 2 times 0, 1, 0. And when we add that to 3k, we'll have 3 times 0, 0, 1. And performing the scalar multiplication here, we have 1, 0, 0 plus 0, 2, 0 plus 0, 0, 3. And vector addition, we could represent it visually, but we can also add component by component, which is what we'll do here. So here, when we take all the x components together, it's 1 plus 0 plus 0. That will give us the 1. Adding the y components will give us the 2, and the z components will give us the 3. So any vector in R3 can be written as a linear combination of the standard basis vectors. And another extension of what we talked about in R2 is calculating the magnitude of a vector. So in R3, to find the length of any vector, right, we'll denote it again with the 2 bars to denote length. And if our vector v is the vector with components v sub 1, v sub 2, v sub 3, then the magnitude of v will be the square root of each component squared added together. So v sub 1 squared plus v sub 2 squared plus v sub 3 squared. And that's going to give us the length of any vector. This comes from the distance formula in R3. Okay, let's do a couple of examples, and we'll see how we can really use all of the ideas we explored in R2 to vectors in R3. So for our first example, let's find the position vector AB. Position vector, a reminder, means that we're starting the tail of the vector is at the origin. And we want the vector AB is between the points A, whose coordinates are 2, 1, 0, and B, whose coordinates are 1, 4, 5. So to obtain our vector AB, we're going to subtract corresponding components, and that's going to give us the position vector with its tail at the origin. So we'll do, starting with B, the first component will be 1 minus 2, the second component will be 4 minus 1, and the third one 5 minus 0. So the position vector AB will be negative 1, 3, and 5. And we could also go ahead and find the magnitude of this vector. The magnitude of the vector AB will be the square root of each component of the position vector squared. So that's going to give us -1 squared, which is 1, 3 squared, which is 9, and 5 squared, which is 25. And so here we get 35, the square root of 35, and that is the length of the vector -1, 3, 5. All right, in our second example, we want to find a vector v whose magnitude is 2, and such that v has the same direction as vector w, given as I minus 2j plus 3k. So if we want to have a vector that is in the same direction as w, but with a magnitude of 2, our first step would be, well, let's normalize vector w. In other words, let's find a unit vector. So we'll find u, and I'm going to use a hat notation to say this is going to be a unit vector in the direction of w. To do that, we will have to take w and divide every component by its magnitude. So let's find the magnitude of vector w, and that's going to be the square root of the sum of each component squared. So the first component of w is a 1, so that's 1 squared plus -2 squared plus 3 squared. And we get the square root of 1 plus 4 plus 9, which is the square root of 14. So our unit vector u in the direction of w is 1 over root 14 times w. And w is 1, -2, 3. Any vector can always be written as its magnitude times its direction. So the unit vector gives us the direction in which w is headed. Now, what we really wanted was a vector v whose magnitude is 2, not 1, in the same direction as w. And so all we need to do now is take our unit vector and multiply it by 2. And that's going to give us a vector of length 2 in the direction of w. So we know here this is a unit vector in the direction of w. And now if I want a vector parallel to this one with a length of 2, we will just multiply our unit vector by 2. And that's going to give us a vector of magnitude 2 in the direction of w. So that's going to give us 2 over the square root of 14 times the components of w, 1, -2, and 3. We could leave our response like this. We could rationalize the denominator if we wanted to, or we could also multiply through the scalar 2 over root 14 through each component. So we can write that as 2 over the square root of 14 for the first component, -4 over the square root of 14 for the second component, and 6 over root 14 for the third component. And we could also write this using our standard basis vector. So we could also write this vector as 2 over root 14 I hat minus 4 over root 14 j hat plus 6 over root 14 k hat. So just some different representations of the same vector that has magnitude of 2 in the direction of w. So you can see that we can extend a lot of the ideas that we developed for vectors in R2 to vectors in space.